3 unsolved crimes that refuse to be forgotten. Some stories were never meant to disappear, but headlines fade, files collect dust, and names, will they become whispers? This is Unforgotten Chronicles, where the forgotten are remembered and the unanswered still matter. Tonight, 3 unsolved crimes, 3 moments in time where something went wrong and never made its way back. Let's begin. The disappearance of Zeb Quinn, January 2nd, the year 2000. 18-year-old Zeb Quinn had just finished in Asheville, North Carolina. It was an ordinary night. He had plans. He was excited. He told a coworker he was finally buying a car, a bright blue Mazda Miata, a symbol of independence, of adulthood, of a future beginning. He followed a friend who was helping him pick it up. 2 cars driving through the winter dark. Then his pager went off. In 2000, that meant something urgent. Someone needed you. And now, he pulled into a gas station to return the call. No one knows exactly what was said during that conversation, but when he returned to his car, something had changed. According to his friend, Zeb looked shaken, distracted, almost frightened. He said he needed to go somewhere immediately. It sounded serious, personal, important. And then he drove away. That was the last confirmed sighting of Zeb Quinn. 2 days later, his car was found parked outside a restaurant, locked, abandoned. Inside the vehicle, a small living puppy, an empty soda bottle, a hotel key card that did not belong to him, and lipstick marks drawn across the back window. Strange, intentional, almost staged. But there was no sign of Zeb, no sign of a struggle, no clear evidence of where he had gone. Who paged him? What could have been said that shifted his entire demeanor in seconds? And why leave behind a puppy? As if someone wanted the car to be discovered. Years passed. Rumors spread. Suspicions shifted. Arrests were eventually made in connection with the case. But the full truth still feels incomplete. Somewhere between that gas station call and the abandoned car, an 18-year-old vanished. And more than 2 decades later, He still hasn't come home. Sometimes disappearances are violent, and sometimes they happen quietly, like a door closing softly in the dark and never opening again. The murder of Isle Kite in 2004 in Aurora, Colorado. 53-year-old Al Kite was simply trying to rent out a room in his home. He placed an advertisement. A man responded. The applicant seemed polite, soft spoken, normal. He provided identification, references, a social security number. Everything appeared legitimate. He moved in, and then, on May 24th, Al Kite was found dead inside his own home. The crime was brutal, methodical, controlled. Investigators determined he had been restrained, tortured. There was patience in the crime, planning, precision. Yet when detectives traced the tenant's identity, it unraveled instantly. The name was fake. The ID was fraudulent. The social security number belonged to someone else. Even the references were fabricated. It was as if the person had constructed an entire human being on paper, specifically to disappear. Neighbors later described his accent as unusual, not distinctly American, not clearly foreign, just slightly off. Unsettling. DNA evidence was recovered, but no match has ever been made. Authorities believe this individual may have committed similar crimes in other states, using aliases, renting rooms, gaining trust, then vanishing. Imagine the calm required to live in someone else's home, eat at their table, smile at them in passing, and leave behind nothing real. To this day, the killer's true identity remains unknown. Somewhere, that person may still exist under another name, in another city, smiling politely, waiting. And that possibility is chilling. The disappearance of Aisha Degree, February 14th, Valentine's Day, the year 2000. 9-year-old Aisha Degree went to bed in her family's home in North Carolina. A normal night, a normal routine. But sometime after midnight, she packed a small bag and walked out the door alone. Outside, a storm was moving through. Heavy rain, strong wind, darkness stretching down the highway. Around 3:30 in the morning, multiple drivers reported seeing a small child walking alongside the road. One driver turned around concerned. When he approached, she ran into the woods. She was never seen again. Search teams combed the area. Helicopters scanned the tree line. Volunteers searched the fields, ditches, roadsides, and nothing. Then, over a year later, her backpack was discovered, buried, wrapped carefully in plastic, preserved. Someone had taken the time to hide it, to protect it from the elements. Why? Aisha was known to be afraid of the dark, afraid of storms. So what could have compelled her to leave willingly? Was she meeting someone? Did she trust someone she shouldn't have? Was she running towards something she believed was safe? More than 2 decades have passed. No confirmed suspects. No verified sightings. Just silence. A 9-year-old girl walked into a storm and vanished, but not into obscurity, not into forgotten, not here. Some crimes dominate headlines. Others slip quietly into the background. But time does not erase them. It only deepens the silence around them. On Unforgotten Chronicles, we remember because somewhere, someone knows the truth. And one day, that silence may finally break. Until then, these stories remain unforgotten. I'll see you in the next chapter.